Introduction to the Theory of Evolution. Doesn't everyone believe in the theory of evolution? Why in the world would we doubt it? Shouldn't we believe everything that our teachers told us? This course will help you learn more than 95%, maybe as much as 99% of the people in our country regarding this subject. This especially includes the teachers and professors in our universities and schools. Well, how can you say that? Because I was a teacher for 27 years and I believed what I was taught too. Most of us teachers teach what we learn in our schools and universities unless we go beyond the typical textbook and nature shows and begin doing our own research in unconventional books, magazines, etc. So I'm not saying that any of your teachers or professors lied to you on purpose. But just like me, they simply believed what they were taught. But don't scientists agree that evolution is a fact? By no means. There are literally thousands of scientists, and this number is increasing all the time, that admit that the theory of evolution is scientifically impossible. Literally thousands of biologists, engineers, geologists, etc. are now admitting that the scientific evidence just does not agree with the theory. But I thought scientists were infallible, some may say. Well, that cannot be true because scientists disagree with each other in almost every area. But it gets much worse than that. Scientists can be influenced by pressure and politics. Remember a few years ago when certain politicians were pushing the man-made global warming idea? Many scientists and politicians were quite embarrassed to discover that those at the East Anglia University, that is a university that gathered and distributed their findings to other agencies, had been changing the numbers in order to make the data agree with their preconceived ideas. Scientists were willing to exchange scientific integrity in order to gain political advantage. And this global warming idea, of course, was and still is extremely political. Thousands of scientists now agree that this man-made global warming idea was one of the greatest frauds in recent history. And many in the mainstream media and the school systems still believe the idea, however. The theory of evolution is just as political as man-made global warming, if not much more so. We'll look at the reason for this later on. But one thing is sure, some of the best scientists in the world disagree greatly on this subject. But before we could go any further, we must look at what evolution is. But first, let's look at what it is not. It is not change. There is plenty of change within different kinds of creatures. They adapt to things. Colors can change, size can change, but that has nothing to do with evolution, as we're going to look at here. It is not microevolution. Okay, we have many, for instance, many kinds of different dogs, and you'll notice that, yeah, there could be a huge amount of change within the canine's kind of creature, but they are still canines, they're still dogs. So that's called microevolution, and evolutionists, those who believe in intelligent design, those who believe in creationism, all agree with that microevolution idea, which has nothing to do with evolution as we're talking about. Number three, it is not evolution as used most commonly. That would be intelligent design. Probably a good 95 to 99% of the time when we talk about evolution, we're talking about things like the evolution of the automobile or the evolution of the airplane or the evolution of the computer. Now, all of those are really being used in a real sense as intelligent design. It's how people might start something and then other people take over and improve it and improve it and improve it. And this is all done through intelligence. So, what is it? It is change that causes one kind of creature, organism, plant, insect, etc., to change into a completely different kind of creature. By proclaiming the theory of evolution, a person takes on the burden of actually having to be able to prove that this kind of change could occur and actually did occur. The burden of proof is automatically taken by anyone that proclaims the theory. Now, there are no extreme miracles, that is, miracles that have been determined to be entirely impossible without some kind of outside force or influence, such as intelligence or a creator, are ever allowed. So, no extreme miracles are ever allowed. By definition, nothing but the natural is allowed. In the next few days, we'll look at facts that cause all of these burdens of proof to fail, and I'll add to this, fail miserably.